Sorry about that. I have to restart. My video cut out. But like I was saying, I like to get up and personal for you. So when you walk in, you know exactly what to expect, how much cleaning it needs, what you can live with, what you can't live with, and etc. So they do obviously have some dogs. Here is the main living space, which flows into the dining room. I love the shiplap pine wall here, and then flows into the kitchen. So you have somewhat of a combination between an open concept with a little bit of privacy from the living room and the kitchen area. Kitchen area, appliances seem to be older. You have a Whirlpool solid black fridge there. Same thing here. The microwave appears to be maybe a little bit newer. Solid wood cabinets. They are soft close, which is a big bonus. But I just want to give you an idea of the functionality, the layout. Like the island does have some wear and tear on it. It's your stainless steel dishwasher. Some of the cabinets you can see, like, you know, they're not sticking. It's just wear and tear on an older house. Some dated features, like you can tell some of it's older can lights, you know, chipping paint. But again, nothing abnormal from what I'm used to seeing. You also had the option to come through here, and this is another, could be gear room, could be mud room, coat room. It's good size. And again, tile floor here. All right, so there's your sliding glass door that leads out to the deck that we saw. Give you one more spin here of the living room, kitchen, etc. This is your laundry room, and that laundry room goes down to the basement. We'll go there in a second. So as you walk down the hallway, 2 bedrooms here, primary suite, another bathroom for the other rooms next to you. So vanity, mirror. I know this is gonna be gross, guys, but this is something I wanted to point out. When you're on a well, it's important to know like what kind of water. That gives me an indication that this may be a little bit harder of a water source. See the staining? And I don't believe that is the normal staining, if you get the gist. So I like to point that stuff out because there's 2 reasons. Number 1, the VA requires a clean water test, but that only includes bacteria and sometimes lead and nitrates. Now, those water tests aren't good for things like hard water, sulfur water, etc. The VA only is worried about clean, drinkable. So with that being said, sometimes those types of tests will not reveal some other things that may be going on with your water. So again, with that being said, that's why I look out for things like that. The other thing that I'll do for you, because you're not here, is I'm going to run the water and see if I can, smell anything that could be abnormal. The things like sulfur water or an egg, an egg smell. And I just being completely transparent, it's very, very common here. So it may be something you can live with. And there are things that you can do to remediate that. I've dealt with it quite a few times with clients, but it's one thing that I want to make sure you at least know. So, and you can, kind of see, some of the residents of hard water. This is the primary suite. You have a nice tiled jacuzzi style tub. Just FYI, I don't see anything about this, but it's very common for these not to work. They're just older tubs. I'm talking at least the jacuzzi side. Here is the shower. Zooming in on that because, okay. Doesn't smell like sulfur so far. I have not had any indication that it has any type of weird smell. but I will be running it in a few different spots too. Okay, so we're gonna head down to the basement. I'm gonna leave one of these running for now. And a lot of times what I also do, guys, is I like to run a few different things at once to see, hey, is there any leaks? And I like to test the pressure when you have multiple different faucets and showers and things like that moving. And I want to keep that running for a second to see if I can also test my theory. I think this is honestly one of the biggest selling points of this house. This is an absolutely ginormous basement. And I know this was on one of your must-haves. They did comment on some of the fraying. You can see some of the carpet starting to split throughout. So at some point, this is probably going to need to be replaced. But the sheer size of this basement is just, it's impressive. You got probably some type of makeshift bar right here. Give us a little bit more light. This is a good angle just to see how big this basement is. And then it continues to go on. So, okay. So here's all your water stuff. So it looks like there is your water softener that they were saying wasn't working, if you remember that. Looks like they have an ultraviolet water purifier. So this is a UV light. Very common with houses that have been bought previously with a VA loan because that kills the bacteria from entering into the system. And this looks like your well pump. Just pointing this out, some of this definitely looks like it is seen better days. It looks like it's an older system here. You know, again, all of this stuff, you know, I'm pointing it out now so you have a good idea of the condition of things. All this stuff would also be independently inspected, and then we could potentially utilize that as an additional negotiating tool for you later on. Here's your water heater, installed 2021 here. You can see, I like the fact that they fit everything on there. I don't see any indication of water here. Everything's really dry, doesn't smell moldy. Here's your 3 zones that hook up to your water heater, or excuse me, your boiler. This is your main heat source right here. All your plumbing looks like it's been well taken care of. It looks like it's newer PEX and PVC, updated plumbing from what it looks like for the most part. All right, moving on. So in this direction, we have your panel box. Appears to be a 200 amp system, and you're just about full there. This appears to be in great shape. So some of these, like your boiler looks in really good shape, your water heater, your panel box, and you can see all your wiring, and it looks to me like it's updated wiring as well, which I would expect for this age of a home. So over here, we're gonna have basically another suite style bedroom. So this is your downstairs bedroom, which gears, this is really unique, with a shower. Then we'd have to test this. And you also have a sauna, which is really unique. You know, you don't see these in a lot of North Country homes, so the fact that that's there is really cool. I don't know if that adds any value to you, but the fact that it is there is neat. Here also, if I can find the light, is toilet, vanity, mirror. So you got a full bathroom down here with a sauna. So 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. This goes to that Bilco doors right there. You can see the door right there with the light. And this isn't much of a bedroom. Like, you're gonna fit a bed there. It's gonna be super tight. And no matter which direction you go, this is more of an office space than it is a bedroom. I mean, you could definitely make it one, and you have a closet and a form of egress, so I guess they can consider it one, but overall, it's pretty small. Show you this bathroom one more time. And that really concludes our tour. Sorry that I had to break this up into 2 videos. Normally I wouldn't have to, but the video cut out on me. Overall, I feel like it fits maybe most of your boxes, but you know, I really think it's more of a actual 3-bedroom than it is a 4. So I think there is some compromise / trade-off if you do end up going for this property. However, there's plenty of space down here so to certainly make another bedroom. So if you wanted to make 1, if not 2 bedrooms, you definitely have the space for it. So I hope you have enjoyed this home tour, and please feel free to contact me with any questions. Thanks, guys.